have you in the game.
Here we go.
Bloody Ridge, one of the newer maps, designed somewhere similarly to Benzene, except it's just using a different terrain pattern.
Here we go. In the bottom left position, our dominating Zerg so far from Team Sas.Ace, spawning as the yellow terror, or yellow Zerg. I don't know why I said just terror right now. And in the top right position, in the 1 o'clock position, we have Nb.Terror. I do believe Nb.Terror is from Italy. Am I right?
I am not positive. We should probably know that.
This is Terror Patron.
He is also one of our admins, and he is really scary to play against if you ever get the chance.
I do believe there is an admin tournament coming up fairly soon.
Yep, I'm looking forward to seeing him versus Mad, because I don't think anyone else is really going to pose a serious threat to either one of them. Both of them capable of reaching currently B+, A-.
Now, Bloody Ridge, I do believe, is a two-player map, so the Scouting Overlord will, no matter what, should go in the correct position, unless Ace doesn't know, into which that would be absolutely irresponsible. But I do believe he knows.
I hope he knows.
Now, something I'd like to point about this map, there are, because it's called Bloody Ridge, there are a lot of Ridge-style play. For example, a lot of muta-harass opportunities. If you were to look inside of the Zerg base, as you can see, there is absolutely no room for you to go ahead and put any turrets of any sort. Luckily, Terran didn't spawn in that position, but it would still be the same on the opposite side. How you'd actually have to put turrets inside the base around the back in order to better cover your mineral line, onto which it still doesn't cover that right side, but there is a little bit of room for a few more, another turret directly next to the gas. So making muta-harass quite favorable on this map.
Yeah, muta builds are very powerful. I like the economic setup, but also very safe and cautious style that Ace opened up with, going for a 12 pool and then a quick hatchery with no gas. Just in case Terra decided to send that probe or the SCV early.
So it will be a 12
gas
pool
first build. Important note for Terran.
He has not made the extractor, so it looks like he's going to be doing a 12 pull and directly into another hatch.
Yeah, it looks like he's going for a 3-hatch style, which he will need because this gas first before expansion build by Terran is going to give an early tech advantage, possibly going into mech play. Bloody Ridge is known to be strong for mech. If you notice the natural and the main, there are 2 chokes about medium sized or so, but very close together. If they can control those 2 chokes, especially for Terran mech, it is incredibly difficult for Zerg to make surrounding moves on the very limited area they have to work with.
And here we go, 4 things coming in. SCVs are going to be able to repel them as well with the engagement. I do not believe you saw that the factory did go down. 1 vulture is being produced out of the factory. Oh, maybe he did see it, because he did throw down a creep colony.
That could also be just pure reflex. Really good idea there. Splitting the 2 lanes, sending 1 in each direction, getting a perfect scout off.
You're going to see everything that is happening inside of Terror's base.
And a machine shop, so upgrades coming too. Could we see...
It might be mine, it might be Siege. I'm actually leaning more towards Siege. Might go Factory, Siege Expand, as he has pulled guys off of gas. He's pulled 2 SCVs off gas.
Yeah, he just built his expansion too. And,
so from here, he's going for Vulture Speed. He opted for the one I did not point out.
Vulture Speed. We could see a starport going down momentarily. This would be just in line with a tech rush to a dropship, so you have very fast vultures. Then you just dump them all in the main. Very, very powerful on this map.
Alright, layer started for Sas.Ace. Vulture just going to be sitting outside the main, outside the natural, just to deny any type of Zergling scouting that he wants to do. Command center almost finished. Looks like Terror was very, very close to being supply blocked. His supply depot may finish just in time.
So he is going on mech build.
Here we go, second gas going down at about 2/3 the layer, so it looks like he is going for some type of Muta style build. 3-hatch Muta. Opening with 12 pool.
Yeah, arguably that is the strongest build against, well, opening build anyways against mech or any kind of gas first build. 3-hatch Muta is also very effective if you're facing the 2-port Wraith, or if you're facing some kind of a Vulture Wraith opening, kind of like a fantasy build. Fast armory as well, so I guess he'll go directly into Goliaths from this point. He does have mines researching as well, so he's got speed and mines. That'll definitely take map control from the speedlings.
Now, speedlings are about the same. Actually, no, vultures are a little bit faster than speedlings. But if he gets a good surround, which he is trying, he's still taking a lot of damage. He's going to lose 1 vulture, but he has lost already 6 lings. 4 lings just going to try to get in, try to see what's going on. There is a bunker down on the natural, and it looks like he opts to pick off a marine and just see the command center. Spire just about halfway finished, saving up the larva for his mutas. He is getting an engineering bay because he does know that there will not be enough Goliaths out on the field by the time the mutas will pop. Timing. And he should be throwing down turrets any moment. There it is. As I said before, you can fit a turret right next to the gas and the mineral.
Look at those mines taking map control away from the lings.
So the turrets are going to be in the more favorable position. That Overlord is extremely close to that turret.
Yeah, but that ridge.
But he does not have the vision.
Lucky for the giant ridge. And making the Goliath switch over early. That range upgrade is just about finished. Actually, that's going to be perfect timing for when the mutas arrive. That's definitely an experienced timing right there. Upgrade also goes to their weapons.
It does look like the mutas will reach there right before it finishes, but we'll only have just a few seconds of pressure.
Ooh, and regrouping on that other ridge. Here goes.
And he decides to engage into a turret.
Wow, look at that timing.
And it did finish just in time.
Very good upgrade timing and turret timing. All the turrets finishing just as the Mutalisks got there.
Third base being harassed by Nb.Terror for Sas.Ace. He has 2 mines set down, but he will have a sunken, and I believe the sunken is in within range to pick off both mines.
A lot of damage being done at the natural here though by these mutas. Took out 2 turrets. More factories going down as well.
Here we go, another engagement, losing 1 muta, another muta almost getting picked off. Vulture's still running around the main.
Now, do you think he'll be going for a flash-style push with these Goliaths? The fast upgrades coupled with a +1 upgrade, taking control with mass Goliaths.
I do believe it's very much possible. He is getting siege research right now. 1 tank is on the way. He is still producing Goliaths, and he's put down another factory. And
he's continuing to produce. Just macroing up at this point off of 3 factory, getting a second gas as well. So that means he's looking to up his economy even more, get those minerals going, and then up himself to 4, possibly 5 factory push.
So it looks like Sas.Ace has opted for Hydra Speed, actually.
Yeah, he'll need it against all these Goliaths. Hydras counter Goliaths, Mutas counter tanks. Ace has good upgrades too going. That +1 will be finished right around the same time that the +1's finished for the Goliaths. So he'll be evenly matched.
So, something just to point out.
Yeah.
Something just to point out, it would not be as advantageous to go any type of lurker build against the mech just for the sheer health and much more power of a meching army. And as far as I'm concerned, it just would not make much sense, to be honest, because lurkers have to burrow, and then they're stuck in a certain spot, and tanks can easily pick them off with siege or without siege if they just get right outside of range and have vision.
And let's not forget mass mines versus lurkers either. That is
absolutely not good.
Running.
So another command center is now just finishing. It looks like he's going to lift it and put it on his third.
Yeah, he's opting for an expansion build, a macro build, rather than going for a timing push. He'll use his army, instead of going to use it aggressively, he'll use it to secure an expansion, go to 3 base, probably go up to a maximum army, and then push up with a very, very large ball of vultures with mines, Goliaths, tanks. Nightmarish army for really either race or any race to be facing. Big mech ball, scary.
So +1 has finished for the Zerg, +1 range, and has also finished for the Goliaths as well.
Yeah, interesting though, he does not have any carapace for his mutas. Usually you see that in the Zerg versus Terran on mech builds.
If not just for the mutas, but also for the overlords, just so he can keep his overlords alive just longer.
And Scourge.
And Scourge as well. The only thing about the Scourge though is because they are suiciding units, the carapace wouldn't make as much of a difference, only to reach their destination.
Yeah.
But because of the really low hit points, I do believe it takes 2 shots from a Goliath no matter what to kill Scourge.
Well, let's see. The Goliath does 24. Scourge is a small unit, so it's half damage. I think it might be possible to change between a 2 and a 3 hit right there between Scourge and Goliath.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe that with the Goliath shot, it's actually 2 different missiles.
There's a Doom drop moving across the center of the map. It's a lot of overlords full of hydras. Where is he going to strike? Is he going to go for that third?
And a mine does catch it. He knows exactly what's going on. He has already sieged one of the tanks, and Goliaths are in a good position so far.
He's getting turrets up.
Tanks up on the ridge. It looks like if he wants to try, he's going to have an extremely good engagement.
He drops them right on that third, up there in the top portion. That'll be really difficult to uproot his army from that area.
And here we go, the engagement.
Go straight engagement.
He's going to try to drop overlords, and he does get off the... Hydras are being dropped right over the top of all of that right now, but there are tanks up on the ridge. They're going to do a massive amount of damage. He's going to have to move out of range of the tanks and move directly into the base. Here we go. Hydras are moving forward, but it looks like still taking a lot of tank damage, and the push has been stopped by the savior tanks up on the ridge.
Yeah, cleaned up by a couple of good placement tanks, creating a larger arc with their gigantic range.
Overlord's moving out of position. The 4th is up and is now starting to mine.
Also know that the Terran mech army is now at a 1-1. And all these tanks 2 armor.
Now, in most cases, army trading with a meching Terran is good news, but you do need to trade much more on the mech due to the pure fact that if you lose 20 Hydras compared to losing 15 Goliaths, that is an absolutely wonderful trade. It is so much easier for a Zerg to re-macro up compared to a Terran re-macroing up.
Yeah. Large group of Hydras with those overlords. Is he going for a drop again? I believe he is. He is loading them up.
He has loaded a few guys in, and it looks like he is going for the drop. There we go, overlords. Just over the top of him. It looks like he may be able to. He's going to be losing a lot of overlords during this engagement, trying to pick off as much as he can. 3 Goliaths, 3 tanks, a couple vultures are going to look like are going to be able to clean this up. He lost a lot of overlords in that position.
Those tanks over right on the lower ground. They were able to see up onto the ridge and were defending the entire time. Got off a good bunch of kills on both those tanks. 8 kills between the two of them.
Here we go, another small Hydra engagement, but tanks. It looks like the tanks were in range, picking off a few here and there. A lot of Hydras in this lower path.
Level 2 upgrades for those Hydralisks has given them the advantage over the mech army momentarily, offensively. Does he have a second armory anywhere, or is he just pumping from one armory? Okay,
it looks like he's only pumping from one armory. He does have an academy down, but he only has one comsat station.
He also has a lot of SCVs on
he has
third
2.
gas.
It looks like during the engagement, he had to pull off Hydra or SCVs onto gas, and it looks like he did forget about them.
Huh.
A lot of gas mining power. Alright, Terran has his 4th command center floating directly towards the next base. He's setting up turrets everywhere, along with a nice little mine. This is actually extremely huge. A 4-basing Terran versus a 4-base Zerg. As Zerg, you do not want to be even with the Terran for very long. It's okay to be up to 2, but
they need to close that gap quite quickly.
Yeah.
Looks like he is going to take a 5th up here on this ridge, but Terror has suspected it already with his buildings and built a lot of turrets. That's going to be a rude surprise. Here comes the drop. I don't think he sees that many turrets. Maybe with the fighters. Can he see that many?
I think he only sees maybe 2 or 3, but he knows there are turrets there, and it doesn't look like he will drop there.
Good call by Ace, because that would be a disaster. That is 8 turrets? No, 7 turrets. No, it is 8 turrets.
There's 8 because I do believe there is one hiding underneath the command center.
Yeah, and there's mines too down there. That's extremely undrop friendly. That's instant death for anything that drops down.
Good heads up, good control. If you look down the whole right side of the map, it looks like Nb.Terror has taken all control of it.
Yeah, he's drawn the map in half. This is a very good move from Mech. As soon as he makes that kind of a decision, he's basically saying, this half of the field is mine. You may have the other half because it doesn't matter. Half a field with Mech, if he establishes 4 solid base like this.
4 solid bases means he can definitely just continue to pump out, although his main has been getting mined out, and I do believe his natural is still well saturated. Still plenty of minerals on there, but won't be for long.
But even a solid 3 base economy for a Mech, he can start pushing out of 7 factory easily. And it looks just as I said that his 7th factory is going down.
So another
8. I'm sorry, I stand.
Go ahead.
Stand corrected. He also has a 2nd armory up there, but doesn't have an upgrade coming from it.
So just as a side note, he is still only in layer tech. He has not teched up to his hive as yet, but he does have an extremely high amount of hatcheries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hatcheries. It looks like he's going to have a big engagement down at the bottom right base. There are only 3 tanks there and a handful of turrets. If he engages into this just right, he may be able to break this. But here come science vessels
full of hydras too. I think he'll be able to break this.
And here he goes. He's dropping hydras directly on top of the tank. A good defensive matrix goes down, but it easily gets taken off. He still has a few more hydras. Another defensive matrix going down on the tank. And here we go. It looks like he has broken this down, and he will deny this base, as well as push in.
And taking out the army here.
Oh, this is absolutely huge. The mutants did make a huge difference. Yeah, and it looks like he's going to still try to push up. As long as he quickly fires down on these tanks, he may be able to do it, but it looks like his hydras are pulling back. His mutants are just going to die to all the turret fire.
Yeah, I thought this might have been a little overly aggressive by Ace there. Denying that base and killing the army, good move, but I guess he read into it a little bit more, and Terror hid some of his army back here in reserve, and then decided to group them all up there and do a pincer attack. It worked very well, as you can see.
Here we go, Hydra streaming down the middle. He's going to pick off a few vultures, but there are mines there. Going to lose 2 Hydras to mines.
He's got overlords with them though now. They should be okay. I really like what he's been doing with his engagements here. Every single time Ace engages a mech army, he's got a good amount of them loaded up into a dropship. And then he uses the dropships like a flank, using the mutas to draw Goliath fire so the overlords have a safe path in. And down here in the bottom right corner, a little bit of missed micro there, got a really good positioning right there for those tanks. They got those Hydras coming around that edge and just massacred a bunch of them. This is gonna
Again,
be really
as well,
hard for
still Ace is still on his layer tech.
Yeah, this
His upgrades
Terror
are
has
2 and 0. It
Terror's
is
got
quite late
so
in the game. I do believe he should be getting his Hive Tech, or the less commonly used Zerg unit, the Queen. But then again, they are quite hard to use. Here we go. Hydra's going down to the bottom right position and going to deny the expansion. And it looks like he's just going to sit there and not engage too much into it.
Right now, Terror feels pretty confident. He's got a nearly maxed army. His macro has not slipped up at all. Very, very solid pump of Goliath and tank going on right now, with a few vultures here and there. Deciding to build his command center off the center so that he can't deny it. That's a really good decision, actually, because he can just float that over now that he's got that secured, and that's too many Goliath and tank for him to really.
The natural has just now been mined out for Nb.Terror.
Oh yeah, now he's down to 2 base essentially. Here comes another break, it looks like, from Ace. Can he break that ball? If he breaks that ball, it's over.
Here we go, he's just doing a little bit of mine clearing, working his way to the point. There are a lot of mines out there, and it looks like he is still going to be bouncing back and forth. I do believe that Sas.Ace would be in better favor if he were to take another base. Looks like he did try to take a base, but mines have denied him from throwing down the hatchery.
Oh, I don't think that's good positioning. He's funneling them in on one direction, no drop.
Here we go, he's trying to break through. Defensive matrix going down on one of the tanks. Mutila's taking a lot of damage. Oh, a lot of Hydras did go down in that engagement.
Ace's army down to 83 supply versus 170. Almost a 2-to-1 ratio right now, army to army from Ace to Terror. Terror looking very favorable right now. He's got to feel quite confident and comfortable. He can expand, he can push, he can do really whatever he wants because he knows his army is far superior in number and upgrades now. How do you think Ace can pull his position back from this? He's in a tight spot right now. Half the map isn't his. He has a big army deficiency.
As far as I'm concerned, a much bigger point I'd really like to make out is, as the bases begin to now dwindle in their mineral patches, it would be in better interest if Nb.Terror started to take more of the middle map control and get his base down, which he's finally able to do. Because right now it is 4 bases to 4 bases. Technically only 1 mining base.
Yeah, Ace is going to try to take an extra base down here at the 6 o'clock, it looks like, and simultaneously push. This is going to be a bit of a difficulty, though. If you're attacking in one section, the idea is that you want to try to expand away from wherever you're attacking, but his only options are the 6 o'clock and the 12 o'clock. But 12 o'clock can get picked off by these giant lines of tanks and turrets and floating buildings over here.
I think it would almost be in his better interest to actually take the 2 middle expansions and keep center map control and just attack from both directions, or keep harassing in both directions.
Yeah, that could be a better idea.
He does have a drone set in position to take the middle. There are a lot of mutas out on the field. They do have 1-1. Hydras only have 0-2. Goliath's doing a little bit of scouting up ahead. A lot of science vessels out. That is quite gas heavy. Again, still only layer tech. Finally, his other expansion has gone up. Here we go. Zerg, Ace is moving up towards the natural, floating in between. He does, if he truly wanted to, he could pick off all these tanks with the mutas. But Goliaths are continuously pushing up and down. Here we go. Mech is pushing into the third base. Scanning right down. It looks like all the Hydras. Oh, he pulls the Hydras back just in time. Goliaths are coming up on the ridge. And here we go. The huge engage. It looks like he's going to try to sandwich him right now. And here we go. Muta's engaging directly with the Goliaths. Defensive matrix going down on the tanks. And a good irradiate going right down on one of the mutas. You're going to have to pull that muta away. There he goes. And it looks like he has crushed this push. Still working at it. There are no more Goliaths, so he'll, as long as he doesn't lose too many mutas, he should be able to finish it. And he does clean up the force extremely nicely with that added muta power.
He's showing his dominance once again.
Picking off science vessels left and right. Nb.Terror looks like he's not in the best of positions. It looks like he may lose this. He may lose his fourth yet again. But there are reinforcing Goliaths and tanks.
That was a lot of muta deaths right there.
The irradiate from earlier did help out in really damaging down on them. Here we go, more plus 2-0 Hydras, 2 range attack Hydras.
He is still on a layer tech.
He still has not gone up to Hive Tech. I do believe that is a huge blunder.
Yeah, that probably hurts him in the long run, especially with this 3-3 army right now. That is scary. Tanks with 3 upgrades. Siege tank does 85 damage. Wow. And that tank has 16 kills on it. Just melting
there it is.
The army of Ace
I found the 16 kill tank. And it looks like he is going to push right in, deny this third. It is not looking good for Ace. Ace has to find a way to claw his way back, but he doesn't have the tech to do so.
Yeah, he neither has the upgrades, the tech, or the pumping
army advantage
economy anymore. This is very dangerous. Not enough units versus a mech ball. An army this large would probably take a maxed army to kill, and Ace is dealing with less than 30 units easily.
He has been doing a very good job engaging with these armies with less food actually, and somehow coming out on top. But his base, his
engagement.
There it is. This base will go down. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to pull out these drones. He's going to try to mine as much as he can. All the drones do go down. The hatchery will go down as well. Hydras are just streaming in, dying to the tank fire. There it goes. Sas.Ace, GG, and NB has found a way to do this.
NB's got the control hand now.
Here we go. And the series does continue, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, cool, and the other rep is already set.
Alright, that was a nice long macro drawn out game.